What's going on, guys? I'm Landon from Shoewear, and welcome to our first episode of Sneak Peek, where we recap the most recent sneaker news and preview what we got coming up. Let's do it. All right, so first, thank you guys for stopping by to check us out. Feel free to give this video a like and drop a follow or subscribe wherever you're watching. We would greatly appreciate that. But now let's go ahead and dive into this week's sneaker news, starting with Nike. So starting with just a quick recap, the championship red dunks were supposed to drop this week, or a little bit earlier this week, even earlier this month, but now they've been pushed back to a little later, I think on Thursday. But the Grey Fog dunk lows did release earlier, and I had no luck on those. But, you know, I wasn't really feeling those shoes anyways, because in my opinion, we do have a much better dunk release a little bit later on this week with the Nike Dunk High Aluminum. And those are set to release this Thursday as well for $110 in women's sizing. And I do have to say that these are so similar to like the football grade Nike Dunk Highs. They released a little bit earlier this year. I think it was like back in February. This like aluminum is maybe a little bit more blue, but I'm not surprised, you know, with all the dunk colorways that Nike has put out these past few years, you know, they're probably going to have to end up repeating themselves pretty soon, it feels like. But that's about it for like the hype shoes for Nike for this week. There is like a pearl white and like a red colorway for the Air Force One FONTANKA that does release next week on October 7th. You know, as long as they don't get delayed. So that's a release that you can be on the lookout for. But now let's go ahead and make a slight shift over to Jordan Brand. All right, so to recap last week's drops real quick, you did have the Air Jordan 1 prototype and the Air Jordan 5 Oreo 2021 or Moonlight, whichever you prefer to call it. I am looking forward to taking a look at those in hand because we did cop both of those. But now checking out some of the upcoming releases for Jordan. Without a doubt, the shoe of the week for Jordan is going to be that Air Jordan 5 Retro Shattered Backboard. It has also been given the Orange Blaze name. You know, just having that orange color scheme it's automatically going to get thrown into that like shattered backboard theme. That's what happens whenever any orange shows up on a Jordan, I feel like. But these do have a super clean look. You're going to have that sail upper that's kind of paired with that metallic silver tongue. And of course, the orange touches to just complete the look. So this is definitely going to be a super clean shoe to get in hand. So fingers crossed on those. We actually do have a full episode out of our How to Cop series for these two, if you want to check that out, just for the full site list. And then we throw some raffles on there on our blog post if you want to check that out too. But aside from that, there are some more like promising releases that are coming up for Jordan this week. You have the Air Jordan 1 KO Storm Blue, which actually released today. And I definitely do like the blue overlays on these. And then we actually have another Air Jordan 1 KO release in a few days on the 30th that Billie Eilish put her own touches on. They released a few days ago on her site too, if you were lucky enough to cop there. I was out doing stuff, so I was not. But you can see that these are going to be a pretty loud shoe with all that, you know, lime green or yellow color scheme. I guess it's more of like a Volt color for these, but I do like the KO line. And I feel like for some reason, you know, these would be pretty clean in hand. So I am definitely going to be going for a pair just to check those out. But that sums up the Jordan news. So let's go ahead and shift towards Adidas. All right, so for Adidas, the Yeezy 700 V2 Mauve, if I'm pronouncing that right, did release this past week. I didn't really love that color scheme, but I wasn't able to cop a pair anyway, so it doesn't really matter after all. And then Sean Wotherspoon and Adidas collab on the SUPERTURF Adventure did release in like this Jiminy Cricket colorway. And, you know, these are super funky. I can't really tell how I feel about them, but, you know, not a ton in the way of like release info for this upcoming week. Although it is showing right now that the Adidas Trae Young 1 Ice Trae is supposed to launch this Friday. So I'm definitely keeping my fingers crossed for those because, you know, I always just love checking out, you know, new basketball shoe lines. And from the appearance alone, I'm already feeling these for sure. All right, so that wraps up this week's episode of Sneak Peek. Thank you guys for taking some time to watch. My vote for sneaker of the week this week is going to be the Air Jordan 5 Shattered Backboard or Orange Blaze, whatever you want to call it, hands down. Those are going to be super sweet. So down below, let me know what your favorite sneaker is from this release in the comments, or, you know, just talk to anything about sneakers. You know, that's what I'm here for. But for more sneaker news, our available shoes for sale, and just, you know, kind of anything that we do, feel free to click the link in our bio and check that out. But until next episode, peace.